Well, my testimony is it was absolutely a great experience. Great meaning that it wasn't always just fun. It was also where you also had to really sit down and think of very difficult questions or confront yourself. What was amazing about the center was that it created this safe atmosphere where you could openly share what's going on. What's great is there's no looking for the differences in everything, but looking for the similarities in things.
Now, what makes Mark Lockwood and his team different is that they don't just give you a bunch of medication and tell you to harden up and get over yourself. They actually take the time and make a lot of effort to work on the inner you, to go down, right down to the core of who you are as a person, and then supply you with the tools of everyday life to better yourself. Although I wish I could have stayed there a bit longer, I was only able to stay there for 4 weeks because I started my own company and my own law firm. But ever since I've left the Wellness and Depression Center, my life has just turned around completely. I've become a better father, I've become a better husband, I've become a better lawyer. And it started with me taking responsibility for my actions, and from there still using the everyday tools that Mark and his team taught me. So whether it is depression, any mental health issues, addiction, whatever it is, I would most certainly recommend the Depression and Wellness Center in Plettenberg Bay. Mark Lockwood and his team are an incredible bunch of people who really care about, I don't even want to call it its patients, their clients, their visitors. I would most certainly recommend no other place. I've been in a different institution for my bipolar mood disorder, which was not bipolar mood disorder after all, but it just wasn't for me.
Our son had a really good experience with Pathways, in that it gave him time in a understanding, supportive, but also challenging environment to really commit to his personal recovery, which was a really key part in him setting him on the great journey that he is on today. So we're very grateful.
I came to the Center for Healing and Life Transformation with an addiction problem, and I knew I needed help with that. I did not know anything else. All the rest was, character defects of mine, blaming other people for my problems, not living life, not wanting to live, suffering every day. Every day was a continuous struggle, not seeing the joy, the happiness, anything in life. It went up to a point where I wanted to take my own life. And that crisis got me at the Center for Healing and Life Transformation.
At the center started at a point in my life where my whole personality and who I was defined by work. And that ultimately led to me being burnt out and having signs of serious depression. So at that point in time, I needed to make a decision as to whether I wanted to continue on this journey or whether I needed to quit my job and do something different and find out who I truly am outside of work. So ultimately, the center was pivotal in helping me to make the decision to do something different and to quit my job, which was a very difficult decision on me because my whole life revolved around it. So today I'm in a much better place because I was at the center, and just like to thank Mark and the team there for everything that they did.
It's our pleasure to wholeheartedly endorse your approach. We searched for years for a team that will assist somebody to find themselves without numbing them with drugs. In about 100 days, you guys completely turned Luciana's life around. You taught them about body, mind, and soul, and this is now 3 years later, and he's still teaching us how to live in the moment and enjoying it.
There's been a profound difference in my thinking, the way that I think, the way that I feel, and therefore my state of being.
Treatment for mental illness requires compassion, love, and tools to aid recovery. For the person suffering, it can feel like there's no way out at all. For the family and loved ones, it's confusing, all-encompassing, and when dealing with someone with addiction, it feels like you're always walking on eggshells. This robs you of your freedom to live and can create so much tension and heartache between the person who's suffering and the family and loved ones around them. For us, we've had great experiences with the Center of Healing, and particularly its director, Mark Lockwood. He has been instrumental in bringing recovery to our family member and also to help us as a family recover alongside our loved one. A great center of recovery is one that focuses on its patients and then alongside provides counseling and support for the family. In our case, it was several years of needing this support, and Mark Lockwood and the Center of Healing really provided it. We don't hesitate to recommend this great place because it has it all and can give you and your loved ones their life back.
Due to the sort of challenges that I was facing, I'd been facing for years, which led to some really bad choices in my lifestyle and how I was coping with those challenges. I can only say that you helped you and the organisation helped me a great deal in the time that I was there. The programs that you set up were perfect for my side of emotional stress and trauma, and it sort of recalibrated me, and I went back and I went back to my country and I went away thinking, in a much more positive fashion. My behavior has changed for the better, and to be quite frank, I'm much happier than I was before. Things have got better in my relationships, in my lifestyle choices, etc. So I can't promote you guys enough, and you made a major change in my life, and I thank you for it.
We've been looking for a holistic approach for depression for years. We are so grateful that we found your space. And the most beautiful thing we found is our son back again. He joined you guys for about 3 months, and we could see week after week the changes. The most beautiful thing was when I could see his smile being switched on again. And then how he started warming up towards himself, and how he started enjoying just who and what he was and started recognizing that. And at the same time, he started melting away, and he lost about 30 kgs and just become happier and healthier all the time. At the moment, he's still oozing with love, life, joy. He's also touching the lives of young aspiring swimmers by helping them to be themselves and to find themselves and to grow with their goals and to maintain a balance at all time. And that is really special for us, because that's been one of the things that he's been struggling with. And then, yes, we can just say thank you for igniting his flame again. Thank you so much, Mark.
My time at Mark Lockwood Centre was a highly transformative time for me, something I really value and appreciate in my life, and the whole program was just geared to bring out the best in me and get me on the footing to live my best life. So I just wanted to say thank you, and I would highly recommend it.
Where I learned a lot about mental health. It is a real struggle. There's so many people suffering, and it's so unnecessary. All the suffering is self-inflicted suffering, if I can put it like that. But not knowing it is the biggest part of the problem. You know, like a lot of the stuff I learned at the Center for Healing and Life Transformation was awareness, knowing what the problem is. And, you know, that's half the solution, is knowing what the problem was. I learned a great deal more. You can't base your recovery upon a lie. Anything you put in front of your recovery.
All we can say is thank you and keep up the good work.
Had it not been for Mark Lockwood and his team, I don't know where I would have been. I don't know where I would have been today after 4 suicide attempts, and after going to the Depression and Wellness Center, my life has changed for the better. And I really hope that you who is watching and considering maybe going there, it's worth it. It is most certainly worth it. The only regret I have was that I wasn't able to stay there for a full 3 months, but only for 4 weeks. But 4 weeks has changed my life completely, and I hope it does the same for you too.
And I can honestly say, from when I left the center, I'm still living the happiest days of my lives, and that's because I was able to realize not to look to the future and look to the past, but really just remain present and thankful for everything that I do have. And for that I'm extremely grateful, and it's made a massive difference in my life. So I'm very thankful for that safe atmosphere.
I was asked to say something about the Center of Healing and the Center of Healing and Transformation. I think for me, what the best experience was from the center is the therapy, the holistic approach about